this on your board.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you put yours in there, we'll talk to you again. Oh, thank you, those second readings are in my area. I think so. I have a hard time defining yours between you and the brother and the Genesis when they get up in the back. We did all because the state come out and said, we need to make a list of all the roads you got. And he just go right. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. How you doing, good? How you doing? I'll be out there with you and tell you about what we've done this year.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Testing.
That fired me up when they won. Man, I think you thought it.
Hey, Dennis.
Let's see.
Morning, Jim.
I got him under control.
That's reassuring. There you go. Who's on control Owen? I guess that's kind of Mr. Anderson. There you go.
Get you somewhere, you know that.
Good. Good deal. Okay, well, it's right at 9:30, and I'd like to welcome all of y'all to the Bullitt County Fiscal Court today on July the 20th of 2021. And at this time, Ms. Jenny from the Turnaround Center, would you mind doing the invocation for us, please?
Let us pray. Father, we just thank you, Lord, for today. We thank you for this meeting that you've appointed, God. We ask that you just use our talents and our abilities to do, God, what you would have us to do. Clear our minds, Father. Help us to know the will that you would have for our county and our city and all the cities surrounding, God. And we give you all the glory for what is being done in our county. And we thank you, Lord, for it. In your precious name, amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
At this time, Sam, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logsdon?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahill?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
All present?
Thank you. Treasurer's transfer report.
Judge was not on today, but we had to deliver.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Presentation approval of all bills.
I make a motion that we approve all bills that's presented.
Second.
We got a motion by 2nd District Magistrate Logsdon.
Okay.
Second by 3rd District Magistrate Laswell to approve the bills as presented. Any discussion, members of the court? Hearing none, Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Logsdon?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahill?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. The treasurer's report.
Yes, Judge. Those were presented to you in your packets, and supplied was the monthly revenue journal, a warrant distribution, a funds receipt report, an appropriate position report, an expenditure transfer report, a revenue transfer report, a long-term liability, the annual settlement through June 30th of 2021, and the financial settlement through June 30th of 2021 for your approval.
Put in form of motion.
Second.
Got a motion by First District Magistrate Mitchell, a second by 2nd District Magistrate Lawson to approve the treasurer's report as of June 30th of 2021. Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes,
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Motion carried.
thank you. Approval of the minutes for the July 6th, 2021.
Make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
Got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Brayhill, a second by 3rd District Magistrate Laswell to approve the minutes of July 6, 2021 as presented. Any discussion? Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes,
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
thank you. At this time, we do have a presentation and an announcement for our gallant first responders in Bullitt County. At this time, I would like to have Mike Robinson to please come up. Please, sir. And Mike is now, members of the court, he's the new fire chief for the Nichols Fire District. And I don't know how much you know about Mike, but Mike also is an employee of the county. And we're so pleased that he absolutely steps out and volunteers and is so proud of our community. Mike, thank you for everything that you do. And we're here to support you guys. You can talk, I mean, you've been around us now for 2.5 years, but we are here for your first responders. And this is your opportunity to tell them what you need. If you need
Right now, I don't
something.
need nothing, but if I do, I know who to call.
Okay. All right.
Mike, let me ask Mike, how long you been on with the Nichols? I know you've been there a long time.
I joined in '95.
95.
Wow.
Okay. You got about 26 years in. That's about how long I served on her.
I started my career at South Dixon, Harrison County in '89.
Okay.
I've been in it for
Long time. Okay. Well, glad to have you on board.
Yeah, thanks for your service.
Yeah, Mike, thank you.
And your family's on board too.
Yeah, well, it's a part of the package, ain't it?
a lot of support.
There you go. Thank you again, Mike. Under old business, we need some action on to set,
Speed limit from Bogart Lane to 35 mile an hour. We tabled it from the last meeting, 7/6 of 2021. Any discussion, gentlemen, or to approve it or disapprove it?
Well, I want to make a motion, we approve the 35 speed limit, just so I can discuss it.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Grayhill, a second by 1st District Magistrate Mitchell for discussion and or approval or disapproval of the 35 mile an hour speed limit on Bogart Lane.
Yeah, well, I went out there and talked to a couple people and I had about 5 or 6 people call me wanting to do it. If you go out there and you pass the school and you go down that hill, I mean, you have to ride your brakes the whole way down and keep it 25. And then coming back, I mean, it's almost impossible to do 25 on that straight stretch. And I've talked to a lot of people back there, and if there's a police officer sitting there, I mean, everybody's getting a ticket because, you're riding down the road, you're gonna sit on your brakes. Ain't very many people gonna do that. They're just gonna let whatever idles down through there, and it's gonna be over 25, for sure. And then, I talked to Robert. Robert, mind if I ask you a question?
I believe.
Do you do some research on that about wrecks and citations and stuff?
Yeah, I talked to Wolf and, he got with his people and, there's been one non-injury crash in the last 11 months, and that's down by the school. And I think there's 11 citations.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, last time I was here too.
Yeah, the 11, that's just what comes up on NIVERS. There's been, most of the time, and mind you, generally, along that road, we weren't writing citations unless somebody was well over 10 over, so 35, 36, wrote a regular ticket when they were 40 to 50 to 60 miles an hour going through there, and we had some of that. But I know in one day, got calls from the folks along that stretch, and I personally went up there and wrote, in the course of 2 hours, the chief Chief Latham and I set 2 lanes of the road, and we wrote well over 10 courtesy citations, try to get folks to slow down. So it's very difficult to be going 25 miles an hour on that straight stretch. I know, because I make a point when I hit the Mount Washington up on the high side, on the east side of those S curves is where Mount Washington city limits start, and it's 25 miles an hour there. I put my cruise control on when I come out, and I keep it on so that I creep along doing that 25 miles an hour up through there past Matt Gleemel's and the Proctor's place and so forth. So it's very difficult, but there's been other citations written there for the speeding, but a big bunch of them were courtesy citations. And it's difficult to go 25 miles an hour. And that was a fender bender that was right there by the school. And probably, if you've ever been there when the school's either starting or letting out, cars stack up on Bogard Lane, and I suspect that was just, somebody they were looking somewhere that shouldn't have been, and they just kind of bumped into somebody, is my suspicion about that fender bender that was there.
That's that intersection we tried to get light at so much, blocking station.
That's my understanding, a light is coming there.
Yeah.
So it's on its way. It's just when we can get Frankfurt to move along with it.
But I'll echo what Joey had said, that I've received quite a few calls in favor of supporting that as well, because Bogard's unique. It runs through your district, and then on the other side comes out of my district. So I've driven Bogard. I used to live off that road, so I drove that road every day. So I'm very familiar with it. The line of sight, there is a school there, so that's why some people would hesitate. But the line of sight on that road is tremendously, a long distance. And I've had several city council members from Mount Washington reach out in favor of raising the speed limit. And I think as a result of doing this, there might be a step 2 where they actually increase this limit through the city, because Bogard's unique. It starts off State Road 44, it's county road, and then it runs in through Rivercrest, turns into city, then it comes back out and it's county again. So the road is part city, part county, but I've got some comments from some of the council members that they're probably going to try to, maybe push that to make it consistent all the way through. So when you say Bogard, though, we are talking about the entire length of Bogard, not just one section?
No, it's our section, just the...
Okay. What is it on the other side now currently? Is it?
The other, Robert, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the east side of Mount Washington, as you're coming up along and you come and turn into Armstrong or Bleemel Lane, it's 35 miles an hour on that side.
Yeah. So it's already 35 there, so this will just be making Bogard consistent through yeah. I'm definitely in favor of it as well.
Oh, yeah. Walter, I want to ask you something there. I know you go out and everything in the county, you do an investigation on any accidents and everything isn't that correct and everything that you do all?
It's not. We don't do investigations on every accident in the county, because cities do them inside the cities.
That's what I mean.
But out in the county, most any that's called, if it's either going to be the Kentucky State Police or the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office, if it's out in the county. Now, that's not to say that from time to time, we have so few people, and the cities have good numbers. Sometimes just outside the cities will come and help us, and they're very good about doing that. And they may start one if we've got the folks tied up on something else. But generally speaking, we do the accident investigations on collisions.
Well, the reason I was asking that, because back when we was having so much problem with the accidents on the hill over here, going up from Bullitt Lick to the top of the hill and everything, in that area right through there, in 29 months, there was 176 accidents, and that came straight from the sheriff's department in 29 months there and everything, and we had 53 of those 176 accidents were injury accidents, and then 1 fatality. So that was the reason that we was pushing everything real hard to put that rough surface on the hill because of those curbs and everything. But that basically brought that to a halt and everything, but all the information that we gathered and everything was, I think, through the sheriff's department.
When was that, Dan?
I don't know. That's been... Because the lady used to come in here all the time and everything from the state and everything, from the 5th district, and we was having so many of those accidents and everything, right on the hill and everything, because they were just sliding around those curves when they got wet. And
you're talking about on Highway 44?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
That, I believe that was before I was sheriff.
It was, yes it was. And anyway, that's the information that we had gathered and everything, and the lady sat right here in court that day, and she said, I think we need to look at that. So they came in and they put the rough surface back on the road. but it brought those accidents to a halt on that hill.
Well, and likewise, in that information, see this, and I applaud the court for the new CAD system. As you may recall, the old CAD system that we had before you guys determined to spend the money to come up with the new CAD system, it broke. It broke and it didn't get fixed. But subsequent to that, the CAD system that we have, this information that I got together for Robert this morning, it came from Ms. Vogel, who got it from her folks in that computer-aided dispatch system, which the information is there. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get it out because if somebody reports it as being on, say, the 7500 block of Highway 44, then it's reported one way. Another way it might be reported is Highway 44, intersection of Highway 44 and Mount Eden Road. Well, it's there, but it's not in the block area, so it makes it a little bit more complicated or cumbersome for her to pull it out. But we have that ability to provide that information on these various intersections. You may recall the sheriff's office also, when we were trying originally to get a light at Bogart and some of these other intersections, and the state balked on that, but the sheriff's office provided information on the fatal collisions that occurred on Highway 44 at Bogart Lane at 44 and so forth. And that was, I remember at the time it was the director of the E911 system, Danny Thompson, provided that to the fiscal court one day and sent it on up to the state, but the state, they didn't get too quick, but they have now.
Okay, thank you all.
Any other discussion about Bogart Lane then? Okay.
I'll make a motion, we approve speed limit to 35 miles an hour on Bogart Lane.
Yeah, I'd already seconded it.
I'll third it.
Okay, I've got a motion and motion by 4th District Magistrate Ray Hill, second by 2nd District Magistrate Logston to approve the change in the speed limit to 35 miles an hour on Bogart Lane. Sam, call the roll, please.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Under new reading, under new business, second reading of zoning ordinance 2021 Z-13, Monzella Smith.
This will be the second reading, Commonwealth, Kentucky County Bullitt, zoning ordinance number 21-12, an ordinance relating to changing the zoning of certain property from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 10.18 acres more or less, located at 2462 South Bardstown Road in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County has considered the evidence of public hearing held with the Joint Planning Commission and the recommendations of the Commission, the information provided in the staff report of the Office of Bullitt County Planning and Zoning, and the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearing held by the Fiscal Court. Whereas the Fiscal Court concurs in and adopts the reasons of the Joint Planning Commission for said zoning change and approves and accepts the recommendations of the Planning Commission in this matter as set out in said minutes, and determines that the proposed zoning change is acceptable and should be approved. Now therefore be ordained by the Fiscal Court, County of Bullitt, Commonwealth, Kentucky, Section 1, the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2021 Z-13, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Section 2, this ordinance will take effect upon passing publications required by law. Section 3, should any section provision of part of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, then the remainder of this ordinance shall not be affected and shall remain in full force and effect. Section 4, all ordinances and resolutions to the extent they are inconsistent herewith are hereby repealed. Given first reading and public hearing at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 6th day of July 2021. Given second reading and voted upon at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 20th day of July 2021.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, I make a motion, we accept the planning and zoning's recommendation.
Second.
Got a motion by 2nd District Magistrate Logston, a second by 4th District Magistrate Ray Hill to approve zoning ordinance 2021 Z-13, Monzella Smith. Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Okay, number 2, the second reading of zoning ordinance 2021 Z-14, Joshua and Victoria Jackson. Rob?
The second reading, Commonwealth, Kentucky County of Bullitt, zoning ordinance number 21-13, An ordinance relating to the changing of zoning of certain property from R4 residential to IL light industrial with restrictions. The property in question is 5.02 acres more or less, located at 1822 Happy Hollow Road in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the fiscal court of Bullitt County has considered the evidence of the public hearing held by the Joint Planning Commission and the recommendations of the commission, the information provided in the staff report of the Office of Bullitt County Planning and Zoning, and the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearing held by the fiscal court. And whereas the fiscal court concurs in, adopts the reasons of the Joint Planning Commission for said zoning change, and approves and accepts the recommendations of the Planning Commission in this matter, as out in said minutes, and based upon its own findings of fact, determines the proposed zoning change is acceptable and should be approved. And now therefore be ordained by the fiscal court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2021-Z-14, is hereby changed from R4 residential to IL light industrial with restrictions. Section 2, this ordinance take effect upon passage and publication as required by law. Section 3, should any section, provision, or part of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, then the remainder of this ordinance shall not be affected and shall remain in full force and effect. Section 4, all ordinances and resolutions, to the extent they are inconsistent herewith, are hereby repealed. Given first reading and public hearing at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 6th day of July 2021. Given second reading and voted upon at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 20th day of July 2021.
Thank you, Rob.
I'll make a motion, we do not accept planning and zoning's recommendation on this matter.
And I'll second that motion, based off of it doesn't fit the comprehensive plan. A motion by the First District, 4th District Magistrate Rahal, a second by myself, to deny the zoning change of 2021 Z-14, Joshua and Victoria Jackson.
And that's based on not being meeting with the comprehensive plan, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Sam, call roll.
Mr. Logston?
No.
Mr. Laswell?
No.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Number 3, second reading of zoning ordinance 2021 Z-15, Anthony and Lisa Brown.
The second reading of Commonwealth of Kentucky, County of Bullitt, zoning ordinance number 21-14, an ordinance relating to the changing of zoning of certain property from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 2.118 acres more or less, located off Cameron Ridge Road, Lot 65 in Bella Woods, Section 3, in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County has considered the evidence of public hearing held by the Joint Planning Commission and the recommendations of the Commission, the information provided in the staff report of the Office of Bullitt County Planning and Zoning, and the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearing held by the Fiscal Court. Whereas the Fiscal Court concurs in and adopts the reasons of the Joint Planning Commission for said zoning change, and approves and accepts the recommendations of the Planning Commission in this matter as set out in said minutes, and determines that the proposed zoning change is acceptable and should be approved. Now therefore be ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2021 Z-15, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Section 2, this ordinance take effect upon passage and publications required by law. Section 3, should any section, provision, or part of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, then the remainder of this ordinance shall not be affected and shall remain in full force and effect. Section 4, all ordinances and resolutions, to the extent they are inconsistent herewith, are hereby repealed. Given first reading and public hearing at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 6th day of July 2021. Given second reading and voted upon at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 20th day of July 2021.
Thank you, Rob.
Make a motion, we accept ordinance 2021 Z-15. Yes.
Second.
Got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Rahal, a second by 2nd District Magistrate Logston, to approve the zoning ordinance 2021 Z-15 of Anthony and Lisa Brown. Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Rob, second reading of zoning ordinance 2021 Z-16, Anthony and Lisa Brown.
This be the second reading of Commonwealth of Kentucky, County of Bullitt, zoning ordinance number 21-15, an ordinance relating to changing the zoning of certain property from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 2.551 acres more or less, located off Cameron Ridge Road, Lot 64 in Bella Woods, Section 3, in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County has considered the evidence of the public hearing held by the Joint Planning Commission and the recommendations of the Planning Commission, the information provided in the staff report of the Office of Bullitt County Planning and Zoning, and the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearing held by the Fiscal Court. And whereas the Fiscal Court concurs in, adopts the reasons of the Joint Planning Commission for said zoning change, and approves and accepts the recommendations of the Planning Commission in this matter as set out in said minutes, and determines that the proposed zoning change is acceptable and should be approved. Now therefore be ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2021-Z-16, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Section 2, this ordinance take effect upon passage and publications required by law. Section 3, change section provision of part of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, that in the remainder of this ordinance shall not be affected, shall remain in full force and effect. Section 4, all ordinances and resolutions to the extent they are inconsistent herewith are hereby repealed. Given first reading and public hearing at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 6th day of July 2021. Given second reading and vote upon at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 20th day of July 2021.
Thank you, Rob.
Make a motion, we approve 2021 Z16.
Second motion.
Got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Rahal, second by 1st District Magistrate Mitchell to approve zoning ordinance 20-21Z-16. Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Okay, Rob, second reading of zoning ordinance 2021-Z-19, Stephen R. Ogle.
Be second reading, Commonwealth of Kentucky, County of Bullitt, zoning ordinance number 21-16, an ordinance relating to the changing of zoning of certain property from agricultural to R1 residential. The property in question is 2.0 acres more or less, located off Deesville Road in an unincorporated area of the county. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Bullitt County has considered the evidence of the public hearing held by the Joint Planning Commission and the recommendations of the Commission, the information provided in the staff report of the Office of Bullitt County Planning and Zoning, and the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearing held by the Fiscal Court. And whereas the Fiscal Court concurs in and adopts the reasons of the Joint Planning Commission for said zoning change, and approves and accepts the recommendations of the Planning Commission in this matter as set out in said minutes, and determines that the proposed zoning change is acceptable and should be approved. Now therefore be ordained by the Fiscal Court of County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, the above property located in the unincorporated area of Bullitt County, and more particularly described in the minutes and records of the Planning Commission in docket number 2021-Z-19, is hereby changed from agricultural to R1 residential. Section 2, this ordinance to take effect upon passage and publications required by law. Section 3, change section provision of part of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, then the remainder of this ordinance shall not be affected and shall remain in full force and effect. Section 4, all ordinances and resolutions to the extent they are inconsistent herewith are hereby repealed. Given first reading and public hearing at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 6th day of July 2021. Given second reading and vote upon at a regular meeting of the Bullitt County Fiscal Court on the 20th day of July 2021.
Thank you, Rob.
Make a motion, we accept ordinance 2021 Z19.
Second.
Got a motion by 4th District Magistrate Rahal, a second by 2nd District Magistrate Logston to approve zoning ordinance 2021-Z-19, Stephen R. Ogle. Sam, call the roll, please.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Members of the court, you'll see in the packet there is the put bids out for the asphalt milling of the Stony Ridge subdivision. We only received one bid, it's from Meadow. It's there for your,
I think Robert's already left, but if you talked to him, he was okay with this, and
I'll make a motion that we accept that bid. That's the only bid we had and everything, and that's the way they're gonna do. I think the county road work is gonna do the hauling and everything, so we got a pretty good deal on that.
Second.
okay. We have a motion by 1st District Magistrate Mitchell, a second by 3rd District Magistrate Laswell to approve the milling bid. It's $15,000 lump sum from Meadow for the milling of the Stony Ridge subdivision.
yeah, and what's nice, is you said we get credit for whatever we take back and deliver back to them.
Yeah, that's the reason we got such a good bid on it and everything, that we do the hauling.
Yeah.
We get credit back.
Yeah, that's good.
How much was that bid, please?
15,000.
15. Any other discussion?
Only other thing, we got several of those roads around the county and everything with it. If we don't do the milling on them, like I said, we get a pretty good deal on everything. Sometimes we get to keep it, but and if we do get to keep the milling, we use them on the side of the road and everything. We get benefits out of it and everything. But if we didn't and we kept over top of it and everything, it runs it off into the gutters, and that doesn't work very good at all. So this works out a lot better.
Yep. Okay, Sam, call the roll.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. And number 8, we have a resolution 2021-07, continuing the National Incident Management System, and what that resolution is for is to make sure that we respond to all of our emergency management and EMS like we should. And I'll make the motion to approve. Got a second by 3rd District Magistrate Laswell. Any other discussion, members of the court?
No.
Hearing none, Sam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion carried.
The last action item is from Sheriff Scholler, the 2020 County Tax Settlements and Sheriff's Office.
Judge, if I may.
What about this one out here?
Okay,
If you all approve.
Judge, what about this surplus property?
And gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the tax collection process is a year-long process, basically, and one of the things that happens in the summertime is that we have to take and make our settlement with the court, the county sheriff's office, and we collect the taxes, and then we have to make a settlement with the court to then present to the revenue cabinet to receive our tax quietus, which is a resolution that the 2020 taxes are all squared away and put it behind us so we can start the new tax season. And that goes into all the districts, all the taxing districts, setting tax rates, and then we get that, and then we get the bills put together. The county clerk prepares the bills, the sheriff's office sends them out, and I'm happy to report to you that in 2020, we have, as of the 19th day of July, we have collected 99% of all the taxes that were assessed and sent out. This year, we collected $91,309,527.68 in taxes. That was $7,527,751.46 more than we collected last year in 2019, which at that time was $83,781,776.22. Now, of those taxes, we pay those taxes out regularly throughout the taxes that we collect. We distribute those to the state, to the various taxing districts, including the county fiscal court, the school board, and so forth. And for all the folks out in the community and so forth, don't be misled by that $91,309,527, because the fiscal court does not get that. That's not what the fiscal court receives. The fiscal court, unfortunately, from all the taxes that we collect here in Bullitt County, the fiscal court receives, and this year received, $6,697,594.37. And so I personally, and officially as sheriff, want to commend you all that you're able to do everything that you do on the little amount of taxes that comes your way. And I don't know how you generate a $39 million budget based upon the little bit of all that tax money that we collect that comes to you. School board is the big leader in what's received, and then a big bunch of it goes to the state, but it also goes to the fire districts and the library board and so forth. So, but that's where that money goes to. At any rate, that document that I presented to you, Judge, that lays out where it's all, how it's been distributed and so forth, and I'll need you all to approve our tax collection settlement if you will, so that we can get that sent off to the state and get our quietus.
Can you give those numbers one more time, Sheriff? 91 million?
The total that we collected this year as of 7/19 of July 19th was $91,309,527.68.
And then how much was it that the county received?
The county received $6,697,594.37.
You get that today?
You've already got it. You've got, see, we pay that stuff out as we receive it in. We pay it out like weekly and monthly throughout the fall.
Well, I'd be glad to put that in form of motion that,
Second that.
Thanks, Nancy.
but I want to ask you a question and everything, and I know what the figures you just gave it. How much is that above last year on the percentage-wise and everything? Did you have a percentage broken on that? What was last year and this year?
Dennis, I do not have the percentage, but it would be if you take, if you calculate 83,781,000, and somebody that's smarter than me might be willing to do that as we sat here and talk, but if I take $83,781,776.22 divided by 91,309,527.68, that should be able to give me the percentage we have increased.
About 9%.
Yeah.
9%.
If you'd give us all a copy of that, because we get a tremendous amount of, Okay.
What would you contribute to that approximate 9% growth?
Bullitt County's booming.
Yeah.
I mean, we all see it, and unfortunately, we see it in so many different ways. We see it in how much, you know, at 10 o'clock in the morning, we don't have a traffic problem on Highway 44. But between 7 and 9 we do, and between 5 or between 4:30 and 6, there's many good things that I-65 and being close to Louisville has brought us, but there's many bad things that it has in terms of traffic growth and so forth. And I, as you all know, I'm not telling you, I've been around here a long time. I've been working around here since 1980, and what our job is to try to keep Bullitt County and make Bullitt County as good a place to raise kids for my kids and grandkids as it was for my parents to raise me. And traffic is one of the big things, but it's booming. Our property values are going up, and and people are, you know, businesses and people are coming out here.
Well, that seems pretty amazing. Now we're 99% collection. How's that compared to other areas?
That I don't know about how they do across the state. I try to look at it's on par with other places. Like, here's who I look at it. I don't look so much at Jefferson County because they are such an 800-pound gorilla that there's a whole lot that they do that just doesn't fit for us. But I do look at Boone County, Kentucky, Kenton County, Kentucky, Warren County, Kentucky, and I look at Hardin County because those counties, their population is above ours and has been. They have already dealt with many of the issues that we're coming into dealing with. So I, in fact, early on when Justin, who does an outstanding job in running the office management, he's our office manager and takes care of most of this, I sent him up to Kenton County to find out how are they doing things. In fact, our tax collection, one of the things that helped us a lot is that we partnered up with a local bank that has branches in the north end of the county, central end of the county, and the east end of the county, and people can go to those banks and pay their taxes now. They don't have to come all the way to Shepherdsville if they have that branch bank. And we bid that out. The only bank that gave the bid was Stockyards, and they agreed to take and do that work. But I got that idea from Kenton County. They've been doing that for some time and expressed to me when I first went up there and talked with them just how much more efficient it was for them to collect their taxes utilizing that system. They call it a lockbox system, where every day during tax season, every day we sweep an account that the bank has where people can deposit their tax payment, and we sweep it and it gets into our tax account, and it's worked. It was good the first year. We had some bumps and stuff in the road, but second year it was much better, and this next year, this fall will be our third year with it.
Well, that's great, because any way you can make it easier for people, because
absolutely,
everything that went on last year had been an easy year for somebody to not send it in or not follow through with it, but that's pretty amazing. You have that chart in your office in there. If you update that with these numbers, is that something you can
I
send
have
out?
not updated it yet, and I put that chart together because I remember all the years I was county attorney, people out in the community don't realize, generally speaking, how little of the tax money that is collected in the county gets to stay right here in the county.
If you update that, I'd love to have a copy of it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a chart in his office. It's a pie graph, and it shows how the money's broken down. And prior to coming into this office, I had no idea either. I paid my tax bill and moved on, but then when you really look at it and see how much is going to the library, how much is going to the school, how much is going to the city, it's really impressive.
I've used that for years and everything, because you get a tremendous amount of calls from people, and I've used it and everything. I said, you know, if you got the time, pull out your tax bill and everything. I said, look at that tax bill, and you'll see what actually comes into the county, goes to the library, school board, and all that and everything. They realize there's an enormous amount of people, if they don't look at this, they think it all comes into the county. They really do believe that and everything. But I've answered that question hundreds of times over the years, and it does work good when you get to explain it to them. They feel a lot better once you explain it to them.
And I've always believed, and still do, taxes are bad. They're a necessary evil across the board. However, the local tax dollar is the best bargain of all the taxes that are paid.
It
Thanks
is.
for all your hard work. You collected $91 million and distributed. There's a lot more being shared for people than
There sure is. There sure is. Okay, well, thank you all, and
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate your participation, and we'll get on.
Thank you, Sheriff Sheldon. Okay, I have a motion by First District Magistrate Mitchell, a second by Second District Magistrate Logsdon to approve the sheriff's presentation and the taxes collected for 2020. Sam, call the roll.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logsdon?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Also, on number 7, Mr. Griffin, you have just a minute to talk about surplus property.
Yeah, this is just I've talked to Rob about this. There is a piece of property next to the Maryville Pool in the park area that the county owns. Really nothing that we can do with it since since the John Harper cut through there. Talked to Rob about this, and before we can do anything with it, it's never been surplused. I think the court thought it was. We did the research on it. Rob did, Candy did. It was never surplus, so we're asking to surplus that piece of property so that the county can move forward with the idea of selling it.
Okay.
This is the small portion of the property on the south side of John Harper. And it was initially all part of the one big park area that was attached to the pool. When they built John Harper, it cut off this little pie shape that is not large enough to do anything with. I think there's an adjoining property owner that may be interested. We have to declare it surplus, and there may be options to sell it without a bid. It's going to depend. We'd have to get an appraisal, and depending on the value, we may or may not have to bid it out. And the first step in the process is to declare it surplus, and then we can move forward from there as far as looking to dispose of it.
This piece you all talk about, it don't affect the pool, the park, or anything.
It's on the other side.
It's separated.
It's on the other side of the road.
It's on the other side. And we had this discussion helpfully about 18 months ago. And what we have done, Magistrate Lawson, to help you with it, we've had all the area out there resurveyed, and we're taking the opportunity to have bids looked at, reworking that whole facility out there as well. And this is a piece of the puzzle that just doesn't fit in what shape.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to surplus the property.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion by 3rd District Magistrate Laswell, second by 4th District Magistrate Rahal, surplus a piece of property that is adjacent to our park and out of the way. It's cut off from everybody else, literally. Sam, call the roll.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. We have
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Marvin?
My name is Robin Gilback, and I live in Bullitt County. All I really have to do is just want to make a statement or a poem. It's basically by Charlie Reese. It says, taxes land, taxes bed, taxes table at which he's fed. Taxes tractor, taxes mule, teach him taxes are the rule. Taxes work, taxes pay, he works for peanuts anyway. Taxes cow, taxes goat, taxes pants, taxes coat. Taxes ties, taxes shirt, taxes work, taxes dirt. Taxes tobacco, taxes drink, tax him if he tries to think. Taxes cigars, taxes beers, if he cries, taxes tears. Taxes cars, taxes gas, find other ways to tax him. Tax all he has and let him know that you won't be done until he has no dough. When he screams and hollers, tax him some more. Tax him till he's good and sore. Tax his coffin, tax his grave, tax the sod that which he's laid. Put these words upon his tomb, taxes drove him to his doom. When he's done, do not relax. It's time to apply the inheritance tax. Accounts receivable tax, building permit tax, CDL tax, cigarette tax, corporate income tax, dog license tax, excise tax, federal income tax, federal unemployment tax, fishing license tax, food license tax, fuel permit tax, gasoline tax, gross receipts tax, hunting license tax, inheritance tax, inventory tax, IRS charges, IRS penalties tax, liquor tax, luxury tax, marriage license tax, Medicare tax, personal property tax, real estate tax, service charge tax, Social Security tax, road usage tax, recreational vehicle tax, sales tax, school tax, state income tax, state unemployment tax, telephone, federal tax, excise tax, telephone universal service fee tax, telephone federal, state, and local surcharges taxes, telephone minimum usage surcharge tax, telephone recurring and non-recurring charges tax, telephone and state local tax, telephone usage charge tax, utility tax, vehicle license and registration tax, vehicle sales tax, watercraft registration tax, well permit tax, and workers' compensation tax. And it's funny because 100 years ago, we used to be able to stay home with our children. Instead, we pay taxes. You know, these children are going to pay taxes that they can't afford. Stop taxing. Stop adding to our taxes. We live here in Bullitt County and we pay taxes. I paid taxes all my life, and I continuously get bogged down with more and more money I have to pay to the government or the people. That's my statement.
Thank you, Rob. Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, I wanted to see if, Ms. Jamie, will you give us a little update and everything on the turnaround center, if you don't mind?
I can do
Because I
that.
want to see how that's going.
We are pending our final permit, but our opening day, we'll have grand opening August the 7th. And I'd like to invite all of you guys out there. It's going to be a great time. If you're in Lebanon Junction and you want to see a building look new again, from old to new, it is amazing. It's beautiful. We're getting the painting done today. We're going to keep all of the original. The finances, I was sharing with, anyway, phase 1 will open. Phase 1 is a cafeteria. It's a eat what you want, pay if you can type facility. There is no charge. You come in, you have a seat, we're gonna love on you. That's what we do the best. We make sure that you leave with your belly full, your heart full, whatever. That's how we roll. Everyone's invited. You can donate if you want to, you don't have to. But phase 2 is the children's layer of the building. And in order to open phase 2, we have to have a sprinkler system. And I got the quote in the other day. It's $69,500 for a sprinkler system in the building that is so big that I'm dealing with. And most people would take a deep breath, get discouraged, but I already see what's been done in this building, and I know we're capable of getting there. So I believe within the next year to 2 years, we will have a facility open for children in Lebanon Junction to come. Our children's layer and our teen layer, we have a name for the children. It's Alice's Wonderland. Depp Rasner was the first person that came in my building, and he helped me when I got the deed, sorry. And he walked upstairs and he said, "Oh, that's Alice's Wonderland." And then he passed away a week later, so I'm stuck with that. Alice's Wonderland and then a teen layer, and I know that it will happen with our community because the turnaround is not anything that I was a vessel placed there to take care of over 52,000 people last year and 7,200 food boxes. And there's not a community in Bullitt County that has not been blessed with food from the turnaround. They've received, we've given, we've done all that we were called to do during a pandemic when everybody was shutting down. We stayed awake. And a local businessman seen that, and he handed me the deed to a $135,000 building, and he said, "Do something with this." So I did. And, with my mayor, my council, the people in our community, fiscal court, we would not be able to do it without you guys, but we need the community support too. And I look forward to staying, growing, but that building is amazing. The inside was all donated, all the labor's been donated, the materials is what we paid for, and it's unbelievable, the difference. I invite you all to come August the 7th from 12 to 4. We'll have a band. We're going to have a little car show. We're going to have an open grill kind of party, for the exciting things that are happening in Lebanon Junction. And guys, I don't think that's all that's going to happen in Lebanon Junction. I believe we have a lot more coming. So get ready, because you're going to hear more about our little city.
What time will that be on August 7th?
12 to 4.
12 to 4, okay.
You're welcome to come anytime, tour the building. We won't have it like open in operation that day, but you'll be able to see all the things we found. We have receipts from 1926 that were in the walls when we pulled, mold, whatever, all the stuff down. We had receipts come out of the walls. I think they were used as like insulation type stuff. And the first one I found is November 3rd, 1926. So lots of tools were found in the walls. One of the neatest things we found was a knife in a door jamb that was open. And when we tore it out, it fell to the ground. And it found returned to B. Rod Masden. And B. Rod passed away a while back, but we found his son and we were able to give him the knife that his dad had placed, and we dated it back to like 1969 when B. Rod had the building. So it's the coolest story. The story behind it is just amazing, but the building is beautiful. And you guys were a great help. I'm forever thankful and looking forward to what the future holds. That's it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I love how you preserved a lot of that history in that building. I've seen the pictures and stuff that follow along. It's really, really, really cool.
Most of the woodwork that we created was from the other floors. The stairwell had to come down, so we took the stairwell and we put it in the serving table. We put it in the drink table. So there's there's so much stuff that we couldn't get rid of. You just can't. It's history. And I found out after talking with some of our historians in the community The first building was built from a building that was torn down that was part of the railroad, and they moved it over. And then the wall, the main wall that is in that room is the original wall. We have a picture of the ceiling that's in the original room from 1945. So the ceiling is still the same ceiling. We just did a little bit of sanding and it's beautiful. I got all the pictures if anybody wants to see it. Or you can find it on Facebook because it's the Turnaround Resource Center, and on March 29th last year, we did our first walkthrough video. Unbelievable difference. And it's all, the best part about it, when we open, the balance will be zero owed. So it's all going back into our community.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. That's all good.
Thank you, Dennis. Mr. Lawson?
No, I don't have anything to add. I appreciate everybody coming. Got a good crowd here today.
Mr. Glasgow?
I'm good.
Mr. Rahal?
Good, everything's going good. I appreciate all the hard work and absolutely, thank you.
Thank you. And I'm going to do this alphabetically. It's not in order of importance, but I would like to thank Mayor Dangerfield for being here today. From Lebanon Junction, Mayor Eads from Hillview, and Mayor Taylor from Fox Chase. I appreciate all of y'all attending. We've tried to reciprocate at your meetings as well, but we're so pleased to have y'all here today. And also at 11:30 today, you can pull the picture up, Mr. Renfro.
I'm trying.
That's okay. We're going to be unveiling our latest and greatest addition to our EMS service. It's a Ford F-450 4x4. You can go literally anywhere in this county that we need to. And it's on an air ride suspension. And it's dedicated to child abuse awareness. CASA and some other folks will all be there today as well. So if you can bounce down and see it, it's truly a symbol of what we do care for and what we do in this community, as well as some of the other ambulances that we use as well. But bounce down to 11:30, and unfortunately we won't have punch or cake or anything like that because we do want to, we're not parsimonious, but we do want to keep things reasonable. But this is a great addition to the services that we are providing to our community. And I thank Mayor Dangerfield. We have an ambulance now at Lebanon Junction, thanks to the resources that's been made available to us as well. Can't say enough about our emergency services folks, and again, congratulations to Mr. Robinson for being the new chief, and Eric Moulton, and some of the changes that's been at the fire boards. I think everybody will greatly appreciate the changes and the use of our taxpayer dollars. Anything else?
I'll make a motion with adjourn.
Okay. Got a motion by First District Magistrate Mitchell. Jenny?
I just needed to invite y'all to the chamber ribbon cutting as well, August the 5th at noon. Everybody is welcome.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I want it to be the biggest one yet.
There you go. Thank you. Jim?
I didn't know something had changed, but you asked me to attend today's meeting to discuss an issue in executive session. I don't know if that's changed, but.
It has.
Yes,
Dennis? What? Dennis made a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second.
And second by Second District Magistrate Logston. Sam, call the roll.
Judge Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Logston?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Rahal?
Yes.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned.
Another day. I don't think so. I think they skipped this one.
Are we skipping July?
Yeah, they skipped it to the.
Double secret.
Again? I told them I didn't want to do that no more.
The reason, in the city, you gotta overturn, you gotta have more. Fiscal court 3 gets it overturned.
Use the council's, city's majority as well, but 6 members, that's what.
Right. So here, look at your schedule. Look, right now it doesn't matter. No, we just shut the office down. I thought that's what happened, but I was doing so. When he said yes, I was really so I got it. Nobody else did. 30 years. A couple of times I brought the good thing is they bought our building, and they are spending massive amounts of money in the printing facility. So now, do they care if the Niner loses there? Probably not. No worries. They don't shut down buildings, but they do get rid of offices. People work out at home. So I'm down to 3 people in a sports guy. So, well, you know, I mean, I think COVID rearranged commerce in America. It's all going after us. They're still working remote. Everybody, they close their office. And I'm reading that there's lots of companies that have behave yourself in New York City. They figured out they don't need to be.
It is not. I tried it one time.
My son lives in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and he's a computer programmer for a company in Alexandria, Virginia. And he works from home. Has to go to Alexandria maybe 4 times a year. Then we won't put pages together. We'll see how remotely put our pages together. So, I don't know if you see a lot of this possibility so high. They realize they could work. Continue working for them, and then they move. So he's going to make the California salaries, but they move somewhere where everybody goes a lot further. My son applied for his job. This company is a contractor with DOD, and he